to stay on during my lunch hour, most of her. And I just wanted to make a little note here that everybody should be really kind to your Gen X friends and family this week because we are really going through it right now. We lost Malcolm Jamal Warner, we lost Ozzy Osbourne, and now we have lost Hulk Hogan. From what I'm seeing, he died today here in Florida, in Clearwater, of a cardiac arrest. And I'm like, wow, I would have thought his heart was very strong. But, stranger things have happened, I guess. So we're losing a lot of our Gen X icons and whatnot. So, Jesus, good Lord, what the hell? Malcolm, Ozzy, and Hulk. Can somebody please just tell people like Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson and Keith frickin' Richards, Keith frickin' Richards, to just stay in their houses, don't do anything, don't go out, just stay there, don't don't do anything. We need them. you know, uh, wow, yikes! It feels like now I'm starting to understand how my father, who was class of 1958, that's when he graduated high school, how he felt when his icons, like Elvis Presley or whatever, died. I mean, I do remember when Elvis died in 1977. I remember seeing it on the news and all that. But I'm sure he went through a phase where lots of his entertainment, music world, whatever, heroes were falling over dead for whatever reason. I do remember the night John Lennon was killed. I remember him playing Beatle music for quite some time that night in our house. And I was 10 when that happened. And I didn't quite know who John Lennon was, but I figured it out real quick. Became a Beatle fan, liked the music, you know. He wasn't always the best person in the world, but who is? Nobody is. Absolutely nobody is. So, yeah, this is. I kind of wish Dad was here. He died in 2005. I wish my dad was here because I could look at him and say, Pop, now I know. Now I know what you must have felt like in the maybe later 60s, the 70s, definitely the 70s, up into some of the 80s when his heroes were keeling over dead, whatever. Any musicians he listened to, any actors whose movies he watched, like for example John Wayne or whatever. I don't remember what year John Wayne died, but my dad was a huge fan of westerns, so it must have hit him pretty hard when he passed away, just like for us when Ozzy passed away. So, geez, oh flippin' world, oh my God, you're taking all the wrong people. You're taking all the wrong people. Typically, I would be sitting here crocheting while I talk, and I do have my yarn. It's right here in this bag. I just didn't feel like pulling it out today. I had it with me in case I wanted to get something done, but I'm just kind of off in my own head. And like I said, anybody between the ages of 60 and about 40-ish, they're going to be a little knocked off their feet right now because we lost Hulk Hogan. I mean, other wrestlers have been gone for a while, like Randy Savage, and whatnot. But yeah, admittedly, my memories of WWE and all that are not very good because they're tied up with my stepfather, who he drank and he did unspeakable things to me when I was a teenager in the mid 80s. So that sucked. But, can't hold that against, the person. So, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Naturally, very much alike with Ozzy, my thoughts go out to Hulk Hogan's family, his wife, his kids, the whole 9 yards. I was especially thinking about Sharon Osbourne, actually, this morning, and what it must be like for her in these days following Ozzy's passing. And how now she doesn't quite have, this is going to sound weird, but I'm going to phrase it this way. She doesn't have quite the same, I'll say purpose. That's probably not the best way to put it, but I can't think of another word right now. Because her job all this time has been to look after and care for Ozzy. She was his manager as well as his wife, and that's gone now. I guess she'll have to figure out some details with the estate, you know, and all that. And that's gonna have to occupy her time. But I hope she's going to be spiritually and psychologically okay as she moves forward. And the same goes for Hulk Hogan's wife. I don't know who she is. I think he kept that pretty private. But I'm hoping that his family will have good pastoral and or emotional and or psychological care as they deal with his loss. When you deal with a loss like this, it's hard. You know, I lost my dad in 2025. I lost my mom in 2012. So I hope they have people around them who love them and who can care for them. And I do hope that when Hulk Hogan finally does get to the pearly gates, God will say to him, "Welcome, thou good and faithful servant." You know. So, yeah, just thinking about that today.